Today's discussion is about Bricc Baby, who is a member of the street organization in Crenshaw section of LA. He had an issue with the Kendrick Lamar and Friends Pop Out concert, and his issue was that he didn't feel there was enough of his organization representation being basically being represented. He also had a issue with, I wouldn't say the piece or what the narrative was that Kendrick was basically, when he brought all the gang members on stage, he had an issue with, how can you keep pushing peace when you don't have all the representation? This is what I got. I could be wrong, but he was describing it in a manner that I took bits and pieces out of it. Now, Bricc Baby, like I said, he's a member of a notorious street organization in Crenshaw, and he was just expressing himself as far as that. It's a close call. I can't call it. I can understand. Excuse me. I can understand the lack of representation. Pardon me. And I get what he's saying. I don't think he's trying to be divisive in any way. I just think he's expressing himself and he's just giving his points and his thoughts. And we got to stop just, killing people for expressing themselves, what they feel. We want artists to be honest, but when they give their honest opinion, we want to kill them because of the fact that we might not agree with what they say. And it's not always going to be the kumbaya answer. A lot of people have different opinions on things, and they're going to express it however they express it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So Bricc Baby, very controversial individual. He spoke, what he felt. Is he not allowed to express what he feels? Why are we so quick to call a person a clown or bitter or hater? Because they express what they really feel. They show their honesty. I don't understand why we or some people just take that to be hate when it's an honest opinion. So, I think we need to kind of pause on, just destroying people or just clowning people because, they're speaking from their perspective. Everyone has a point of view where they're coming from. So are we going to just, if you don't like that point of view, are you just going to say, well, you're going to dismiss everything they say? You're not going to pick through it and try to decipher it? We're just going to just, ignore the message? It's very convenient, but it's not healthy when you're having discourse. It can't just be one way. It has to be different angles being looked at. You have to cover all different angles of it, and people give their opinion, and all of a sudden it doesn't fit whatever narrative that you like. So all of a sudden he's hating, which I find fascinating. I find it very fascinating that we could say someone is hating because it doesn't fit your narrative. That's easy, but that's a lazy take. Bricc Baby is going to speak his mind. Bricc Baby represents a clique that speak their mind. And so they have something to say. And it doesn't mean that, you know, a war is going to break out, because, you know, we need to put away our sensitive triggers and just deal with what is said and break down that and take that information and decipher it. We can speak on it. That's called discourse. But as soon as someone has, like I say, a different narrative to the game, then they're saying, well, they're trying to be divisive. They're being a hater, like I said, and they're being negative. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. He might, you know, in his mind, he has valid points. He's from LA. Now, some people might say, well, he's just salty because he didn't get invited. That's a fair point. If that's what you want to roll with, I don't know. You know, I don't think he sounds salty. I think he just was saying he was, you know, he wanted to see a little bit more representation as far as in his section, his city, and his hood, and he didn't see that. But you know, he wasn't being negative about Kendrick. You know, I would think every LA person that's from the county, city of LA, that would have been a very proud moment. But then again, I saw some Latino guys that were discussing that there wasn't enough, that they didn't see any Mexican representation. So everyone, you know, has an opinion or has a thought, and it doesn't mean that they're hating. It just means that they're expressing a question or thought that they had. And so let's not take and run with it to say, oh, they're hating. The Mexicans are hating on the blacks. And no. Got enough of that division. You know what I mean? We got enough of that. It's not that. We're not hating. We're not hating. We acknowledge the essays and the Latinos brothers. You know what I mean? We acknowledge that. You know what I mean? This was Juneteenth, right? And so the thing was what the thing was. You know, it's all about a celebration. It's all about uniting. It's all about feeling pride in your neighborhood, in your city. You know what I mean? It's not trying to discourage anybody else because they didn't see that representation. It's not that. It's not that. It's great you bringing that up. You know what I mean? But it's not that. I don't think in any fashion, as far as me, that they were left out because of whatever. You know what I mean? I just don't think so. But I could be wrong. So I could be wrong. But shout out to Bricc Baby, man. Being a real one. And expressing himself, man. Being real and honest. I thought it was a real honest assessment of what he said. I didn't take it any kind of way. I'm not from LA. You know what I mean? But I loved the concert. I loved the unity. I loved the feeling that I had when I was watching it. I loved the vibe. I loved everything about it. You know what I'm saying? The celebration of Juneteenth, in culmination with, you know, Kendrick having his moment. It was a beautiful thing. It's a legendary thing. This will go down in history like anything else, and I'm glad I witnessed it. You know, just like the Hip Hop 50 in the Bronx, South Bronx last summer. So it's another moment in hip hop that should be held at its highest praise. And let's not take little things and little things that you might not think someone should say and twist it and overshadow what the moment is, because it's not that. I don't think Bricc Baby was doing that.